Today we're going to talk about point slope form. Okay, so let's take a look here. We've been using the slope intercept form so far to write equations of a line. When we use this form, we need to know two pieces of information. We need to know the slope and we need to know the y-intercept. Okay? When we use point slope form to write an equation of a line, we also need two pieces of information. Here we need the slope and we need a point. Okay, so let's look at point slope form. Point slope form is just this: y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1, where again m is the slope. We already know the slope. M is our slope, and x1, y1 are the points that we're given. X1 and y1 are is the point that we're given. Okay, so let's look. How do you write an equation in point slope form? Okay, well, first it depends on the information you're given. Let's say we're given a slope and a point. So the steps, plug and chug. Be careful with negatives. So that's going to come up. Negatives are going to give us a little bit different. So let's write the equation of a line in point slope form with a slope of -3 and a point of 8 minus 2. Alright, so let's try this. So I'm going to write my formula: y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Okay, so I have my first, I'm going to leave y the same, y minus, and y1 here, if I label my point x1, y1, my y1 is -2, so I need to say minus -2 equals my slope, which is -3 times x minus my x1, which is 8. That is point slope form. Now, we can simplify this simply by rewriting it using y, and we're going to combine a negative times a negative, makes it a positive. So y plus 2 equals -3 times x minus 8. And that is your answer. Y plus 2, which is the same thing as y minus -2. It just turns to a plus, equals -3 times x minus 8. Okay, let's do another one. I'm going to give you one here. Let's say that our slope, let's say our slope equals 2, and we have a point of let's do 4, -3 is our point. All right, so again, I always rewrite the equation or the formula, just because I like to learn it that way, and I need to know, I can see where to plug things in. So y minus y1 equals m times x -x1. And again, let's highlight our information. our slope is going to go there in our formula, and our points are going to go here and here. So let's rewrite and substitute. So y minus y1, if I labeled this x1, y1, would be minus -3 equals my slope, which is 2, times x minus 4. Again, we have the same situation here, where when we have a negative times a negative, it becomes a positive. So we can rewrite or simplify this to y plus 3 equals 2 times x minus 4. And that's your answer. When you're asked to write it in point slope form, that is point slope form. You don't need to do anything else. So when you're asked to write in point slope form, that is point slope form. Okay. So this is just another, this is just a review. Letter B is when we're finding the slope with 2 points. Remember, we did this last week. We did, I'm going to rewrite these a little bigger. 4, 9, and 2, and 3. Okay, we did this part last week where we used y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Let's label x1 y1, x2 y2, and plug in 3 minus 9 over 2 minus 4, and we get -6 over -2, or we can reduce that. -6 divided by -2 is 3. So my slope here is 3. Okay, now I have a slope of -3, and I also now have a point, and I can choose either one. I'm just going to choose this point here. So now I can write this in point slope form because I have a slope, and I have a point. Okay, so now I can go use my formula. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. I can plug in my points, and it doesn't matter. I could have used this point if I wanted to. I just chose to use that second one. So I have y minus 3 equals, my slope is 3 times x minus 2. And this one I don't even need to simplify because it's already simplified. So that's my answer in point slope form. It's just an extra step. When you're not given the slope, we have to first find the slope. And then we can use one of the 2 points that's given to us and the slope and plug it into point slope form. Okay? Now, let's say that we're just given a graph. All right? We can look at this graph and we can, let's see, find the slope. So let's label the points here. I'm going to do it in red so we can see it. So this point here is 2, 5, and this one is 8, 10, Okay. So I can find the slope one of two ways. I can do my y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, or I can start here and go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up 5, over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, over 6. So rise over run, my slope is 5 over 6. That's my slope. Okay, so to put it in point slope form, I can pick a point. I'm going to pick this one just because it's lower numbers, and so it's just easier for me to see it that way. And I have my x and my y. I can write my formula. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. And now I can plug in y minus 5 equals my slope, which is 5 over 6 times x minus 2. And that's now in point slope form. So that's your answer. Okay, so we're gonna stop there with that. Well, no, let's keep going. So sometimes we have to take a line that's in point slope form and put it into slope intercept form in order to graph it. Okay, this isn't, here's what we're gonna do. Here's what we're gonna work with to start. Here, this is in point slope form. This is given to us. We need to put this into y equals mx plus b form. Actually, wait, let me erase that. We want to put it into, our ultimate answer was y equals mx plus b. All we need to do is do some rearranging. I'm going to start by distributing. And you have to distribute the 2/3 to both. So I get y plus 5 equals 2/3 x minus, I have 2 over 3 times negative 9 over 1, which is negative 18 over 3, or 6. So let's rewrite that. Y plus 5 equals 2/3 x minus 6, because I got that from here, from multiplying. And then I'm just going to subtract 5 from both sides. So y equals 2/3 x minus 11. So now we are in, now we are in y equals mx plus b form. And now we can go to our graph and we can what am I going to do here? Now we can we would be way down here, negative 11, but then we go up 2 over 3, 2 over 3. So that would be my line there. I don't think that graph was supposed to go with that problem. I think it was supposed to go with the one down below, but that's okay. We'll just do it here. And don't worry, we're going to practice this. So you'll be fine. Okay? Let me know if you have questions.